This is Chicago's very own WGN Evening News at 5.
The National Park Service is celebrating 100 years today with naturalization ceremonies at its historic sites all over the country. One of them took place in the Pullman district, which President Obama designated a national monument last year. 40 immigrants became U.S. citizens today at the site where immigrants came in the late 1800s to build passenger rail cars.
Well, the historic Pullman Foundation is continuing its work to preserve and commemorate the area's history in Chicago's South Side, including its significance to the rail industry.
And Metra is involved in this project. WGN Sarah Jindra just down from Skycam 9. She landed to tell us more about this.
Yes, you guys know this Pullman was a company town. It was built by George Pullman to build and house his employees who built these rail cars, and then the town evolved around the rail car company. So it's important to the community to commemorate that history, and there's a new upgrade coming that will really take you back in time. Take a look.
Metra is building a new warming house at its 111th and Pullman. And when it's done, it'll look like this. It's meant to resemble the Gertrude Emma, a rail car that workers here on the south side of Chicago built for the Pullman Palace Car Company in the late 1800s.
The building behind us is where the Gertrude Emma was designed and fabricated.
Mike Szymanski, the president of the historic Pullman Foundation, showed us a behind-the-scenes look today at the spot where Pullman made freight cars and its luxury passenger cars.
They've started at the north end of these erection shops. So by the time you got to the area across the street from the Hotel Florence, you had this beautiful, totally equipped car. Down to the silverware, the drapery, the napkins, everything was on board, ready to go. You could just imagine the engineers and draftsmen working on the second and third floor of this building, figuring out every little part that went into these trains.
This rundown but beautifully historic building is expected to open to the public as a visitor center in 2018 to help introduce people to the area's deep history.
The manufacturing of rail cars, the African American Labor Union, the immigration history of the workers who came to build the cars. There's so many layers to the story, and this will be the taste of the Pullman story.
The Chicago success a century ago was built on the backs of trains to some degree, and down at Pullman National Monument you still get a chance to get a glimpse at that heritage. You can even take today's train down here as a visitor.
And in a few weeks, when Metra drops you off here, you'll immediately be taken back in time and greeted by Gertrude Emma.
And that new Metra warming house will be ready in a few weeks. And then the factory building you saw should be rehabbed as a visitor center by Labor Day of 2018. So you can see where cars like the Gertrude Emma were built. And guys, in researching all of this, I also found out that you can actually ride a Gertrude Emma car.
You can?
It's been rehabbed, so it's not the one from the late 1800s, but it's been restored. Check it out. It's along the Conway Scenic Railroad, a heritage railway in New Hampshire. What a throwback to be able to ride in that.
Pullman is, you know, it's our history, but it's everywhere. It's all over
everywhere. Yes, absolutely.
All right, thank you,
Americana.
Very nice.
Yes. What a way to travel, too. That must have been very cool, huh? And you can still do it.
Yeah, kick back, relax, and look out the window.
No, absolutely. It's fantastic.